Hey, what's up guys, Jacob here. I just want to add to the last video I made about Minard versus Tokido. I mainly, like, I know it sounded like I was trying to say like he won Cap Cup just by doing what he did against Tokido. No, I didn't mean to say it like that. I mainly went over the Akuma match and in Grand Finals. So Minard, I know that he knows his matchup very well, and when you know your matchup very well, you realize that, you know, the simple blocking and certain things that you do not work. Birdie has a very good option on defense, which is his bullhorn. They go through a lot of things, a lot of certain block strings, and it creates these it creates pushback so that certain attacks won't work on counter or whatever. And Minard knows his matchups very well. I realized that I gotta give it to him. He knows matchups very well. And that's why he takes those risks, because they know that it's gonna work. They were working, right? Because he knew they would work. He wasn't just doing it, you know. That's why I was saying, like, a lot of people were telling me, oh, he's just doing random stuff. But I wanted to show you that they're not random. And just in general, the reason why he's taking risks, because he has to. That's the only way he's gonna be able to have any, like, if he doesn't take risks, he's just gonna sit in the corner against Akuma. Akuma has retarded pressure. He needs something that gets him off of Akuma. Akuma's already a really good character. He can make punishable things safe on block. And that's what makes this matchup good for Akuma a little more. Like, cause honestly, like in the basic, like, you know, view of this matchup, Birdie wins because he can bullhorn through projectiles. He can he can counter Akuma's, you know, projectiles, and he can deal with his pressure. He has armor to deal with Akuma's block strings or whatever. But Akuma could just basically play very lame against Birdie. This move right here, this back heavy punch is a armor breaking move. Tokido did not use once. He did not use this move once in the matchup. I understand it's a -10 attack, right? But you can make it safe. You can make it safe, and if you space it out right, you get more off of it. You get more of a meaty off of it, right? So if you space it out right, well, in the corner is different. In the corner it works differently. It's not good to use bullhorn in the corner because it doesn't get the pullback. Minard didn't really use bullhorn in the corner. He only used the armor one, and that makes sense because it's armor. But he wouldn't use it in the corner because it doesn't have the same properties as if it did in mid screen. And in general, it was hard for Tokido to put Minard in the corner, because by the time he was able to get in on Minard, because Minard was just keeping him out so badly, he would just forget his whole game plan once he got in, and Mena was right away would hit him with something that, you know, would just stop him in his tracks, and Tokido had no answer. It was hard for Tokido to start up something against Minard, and when he did, he got too greedy with the simple things that would give him mostly a lot of stuff like crouch fears, you know, just in general. Crouch fears is good on meaty, but after this he can't press a button against Birdie. He has to respect Birdie after this. He can't do nothing. What's he gonna do? I mean, Fierce will get beat up by a bullhorn. He can't do anything after this. Let me show you. Hopefully he's gonna go for it. Let me see. Okay, yeah. So if I went for Fierce, right? I went for a block chain. Nope, nothing. Nothing. Tokido knew that simple thing, right? Okay, I can't do that. So he just kept going for this, right? This simple block string. But since Minard knew that he would go for that on wake up or whatever, he would wake up bullhorn and then cause his body, or cause Birdie to get pushed back. Tokido would keep with the block string, with the crouching me and like I showed in the last video, he would whiff punish the string that he would go for, and Tokido wasn't ready for that. Minard knew the matchup. That's what I'm trying to say. Birdie is not good, because once you know what Birdie has, I'm not saying that I know Birdie like way more Tokido, like, you know what I mean, like I'm not trying to put down Tokido either for not knowing the matchup, or trying to say that, you know, Minard is not good because people don't know the matchup. It's just that people just don't like realize that Birdie has to go through a lot of thinking to counter what your options are. It's not, I understand bullhorn, okay, it might not be like people think like, oh, it's a brain dead move, just throw out a freaking bullhorn, but it's punishable. And you say that's brain dead, and then, you know, play a character that has a DP or EXDP and you say that's not brain dead, but it's like almost the same type of thing. It's a DP. It's kind of like a DP, but it just pulls his hitbox back. Not invincible. It just might seem invincible to attack because you know, he moves back his, you know, his body or whatever, like a tap. So he's not that great of a character that people might think that he is now, just because Mena was able to make him seem like it. You can play lame against Birdie to counter a lot of his options. So this right here, so let's say he didn't go for that, or certain block strings too, like this. Even though this is -1, I understand this block string right here is -1. Crouch and medium kick. If he meaties the crouch and medium kick, there are setups that Kuma does to meaty crouch and medium kick, which makes it 0 on block. If he makes it 0 on block, Birdie can't press light kick because he will get countered. Akuma has a 3-frame, Birdie does not. Once Akuma's in on Birdie, he has an advantage, just that Akuma has to do the right strings to counter Birdie. And thing is, I can autopilot this right here that I'm doing. I can press jab into crouch and medium after this. Like if I go, hold on. So what was it after? Well, the bullhorn you wouldn't do. Yeah, bullhorn not a good option to do after that. Even though it does go by the jab, it's not good because it's too slow. The only time you wouldn't want to do bullhorn is when you're doing this, because it goes through that string. Obviously, he would do now wake up though, which was even crazier because Tokido probably knew that bullhorn goes through normal string, right? Until that was happening. And it threw him off. He's like, wait a second, he's waking up with it. I don't know what to do against when he wakes up with it, because he's countering me. This is crazy. What do I do now? You would have had to change it up and go for this. See, the thing about that move is if Birdie went for the EX headbutt, let me show you. When Birdie went for the, hold on. When Birdie went for the EX headbutt, is that EX headbutt? Oh no, hold on. I don't know what that was. So what was that? What was that? Oh, medium punch? No, it's the wrong one. Did I set it up again? Okay, that one's right. Okay, so I gotta just do this again. My bad. Alright. Alright, so I was talking about this string right here. If you're able to mediate, you know, you can go for crouch and medium punch basically, like autopilot. You don't have to press that fast, but like if you press it like as a normal string, you're still able to block. That's the thing. Like see how I'm still able to press crouch and medium. It's medium punch. It's a delay, but that small delay someone won't pick up. You know, so if you're going for that, you can counter him. Now you get a big counter than that off of that. That's the thing. Mena wasn't really going for the armored EX, so treat that as like if he was in V-trigger. The only time Mena was going for it was in V-trigger because Birdie can't do that. That's his only option. It's crazy. He has an armor attack. I know it's cheap, 1-frame armor. I understand, it's a cheap move. But that's all he has, you gotta understand that. That's all Birdie has. The fact that Mena is able to win with Birdie means that he knows his matchups very well, and he knows that these things are gonna work against him. Because, you know, he's good with Birdie. He knows what the hell he's doing. He's not just random, like people say he is. It might have made it seem like I was just saying he didn't deserve, because, you know, the decisions that he made, those 2 decisions that he made, that was like something that, I understand, that was really like weird. That didn't make any sense. That really didn't make any sense. That could have obviously been an input error, but there were only 2 options that I talked about that were like, what the heck. I was like, why would he go for the X armor in the corner? And I think it was talking about like one of his command grab options that he could have just went to anyways. How is that me making fun of him, saying that he shouldn't deserve it? Like, that's why I don't know if, you know, yeah, I don't know why people were saying that. I don't know if those people even saw the video. I know there's very few people that were complaining, but I just wanted to show you so that you don't think that I'm just putting them down. Alright, let me keep going. So treat this as if it was a bullhorn in V-trigger. So if you're doing that, you get a lot more of a punish. Well, to the EX, you get a lot more of a punish. Like that, the bullhorn, I think you still punish it with the heavy kick, but you have to react very quickly though. Most people don't try to do it because of the block stun on it. Like the normal bullhorn has a lot of block stun. Like only if you predict it coming, you can actually punish it correctly. But if you don't predict it coming, you're gonna be like, oh, and then you're gonna go for that. Yeah. You're gonna go for a safer option. There's a lot more minus than that. Just that it's hard to predict it coming. It has a lot of block stun as well. So it's very hard to time, you know. Because most of the time when someone blocks it, they don't see it coming. So they tend to be like, oh crap, and then they press the button fast and then that's coming out. So like, is it plus or is not plus? I don't know what the heck is going on. So yeah. But yeah, you can punish it pretty badly. Same with the goes for the EX headbutt. I know, like I am countering Birdie right now. I am kind of blowing him up a little bit. For the guys, you know, my Birdie viewers, that I'm not trying to like put him down. I'm just trying to show that Birdie's not that good of a character. Don't nerf him just because he won Capcom Cup, please. These things that he's doing don't work like that. They're not that easy. They don't work in every matchup like that. See how it's going over there, you know, that's not immediate crouch me because you counter. It becomes a trade if Birdie presses the button. But if you mediate, it's not. So he can mediate after a throw in the corner. Alright, wake up, hold on. Make him block on wake up. Cause I said him to wake up, that's why. So after the throw, he gets a medium crouch and medium punch. And then he gets the counter. That's what I'm trying to say. There are setups that make it so that he can get a crouch and medium punch medium even close to you. without having to I guess really like worry too much, you know, because the media will do it automatically for him and get the media and then he goes into it. That's the problem. That's what I was talking about. Tokido, Akuma is a very good character, like you know what I mean, like I'm just saying that he could have countered really badly. Like the risk that Akuma has to take is not as bad because he can make it safe. Now this move right here breaks armor on wake up. Man, this video is very long. Please stick with me. I understand it's very long. I'm talking a lot. Please. Alright. I just want to keep explaining. I just want to explain everything as I possibly can about this matchup and just what the heck was going on. Some of you might not believe me, but these risky things is what you have to do against Birdie. Now, there's other options. You have to play lane against Birdie. The other options, right? You could do this, right? You could jump. The thing about jumping is that Birdie, when he charges his EX bullhead or bullhorn, whatever, the only time he can anti-air still when he's charging his EX bullhorn is if he holds light punch and heavy punch. Think about that. Think about holding light punch and heavy punch. You lose your grab, first of all. You lose your grab. You do get to anti if someone jumps, right? But it's very hard to do that. To just hold those two buttons and try to anti at the same time. And you can't even map those buttons out, which is the dumb part. It's kind of stupid. You can't map it to one to make it one button so that you can anti easily. So that's why I'm saying it. It's very hard what he's doing. Now this counters this very hard, right? It counters it really badly. It gets out of range there, but there, like if you know the punishment on that, a lot of people do it. Neutral jump and then go at that, and then some of them don't go for the most optimal punish. They just want to counter that option. They just want to get it out of the way. Now you're not always gonna predict the bird to do that. I understand that, but you can. It doesn't matter. Akuma has safe options. So even if you guess wrong, guess what? You can still make it, you know, not so bad. Still make it safe. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. You have an armor breaking move that you can make plus if you have meter. And your jab recovers fast enough to throw it out and block a bullhorn if he just went for a bullhorn. That's what I'm talking about. Tokido wasn't going for that. I understand it's a very big stage. He probably forgot. Maybe Tokido forgot. I don't know. Tokido could have forgotten. Maybe, because it is a big stage. It's very hard to think that because Tokido has a lot of experience on his belt. So I wouldn't think pressure got to him too much. I think just Minard actually did know more than Tokido about that matchup. I think in general, he knows his matchup very well, so he knows what he needs to do to win the matchup. That's just the way it is, and people think that it's random things that he's doing, but it's not. He actually knows what will work and what doesn't work. Yeah, he might took some risks here and there, but Birdie has to do those things to win. So I don't understand why people think this character is broke. I understand the damage is broken. Okay, I'll say that. The damage is pretty crazy. But that kind of what makes him a viable character, because the risks that he's taking are rewarded with high damage. Now the risks that Akuma takes, you know, that are rewarded with high damage aren't as great as Birdie's risks that require high damage. I understand Birdie has a little more, or he has more health than Akuma, but Akuma has more speed than Birdie too. You gotta think Akuma's just his stats are a lot crazier than Birdie just in general, so it doesn't matter. Like, he has a lot more pressure to deal with Birdie, to counter Birdie, and it's just I know it made it seem like I was trying to put Minard down because the way I was saying like some of the risks that he was taking was retarded, but it made sense. Like, as I went over, like, you know, even though it might seem like I was making fun of him, they did make sense. I just want to show you that I wasn't trying to, like, I just didn't want Capcom to think, or that, you know, that Birdie was just a very risky character. Like, I mean, that he was a cheap character, or like that you can just take risk and you'll be fine. You know what I mean? You can just, you know, no, if you take risks, there's always gonna be a price that the player knows what to do against it. Right, he could have done a lot of things to counter Birdie, and these things might seem random, like, oh, why would he go for a back pierce? It's minus 10 on block. He might have just went for it regularly, right? Who cares? If he does it far enough, he gets out of range, right? And guess what? What happens when Birdie presses the button here? You get countered. Hold on. Maybe not, you probably just counter him with that. But that's about it. Yeah. The fact that you can stop him, basically, like get off of me type thing, you know what I mean? Just in case. Now you can buff or something, but I don't think it will go into anything, honestly. Maybe. Akuma got good stuff. He does get out of range, but yeah. The fact that he can still make himself that safe or whatever and keep pressuring Birdie. That's the thing. Now, he would have had to keep going for those risky things constantly over and over again. Because he knows that he has to condition Minard to stop doing what he's doing. Minard, even when Tokido was able to stop him sometimes, Minard was like, this guy, he's not... The reason why he stopped me is because he's just taking this risk one time just to see if it will work. He's not actually committing. He doesn't actually know that it's going to always work. So he knew that Tokido was not ready for it. And Minard just came back. He blew Tokido up. What can I say? He blew Tokido up with stuff that Tokido didn't expect. Nobody expected it because no one knew what the heck was going on. And then people are just gonna automatically assume, hey, Birdie's broke now because, oh, he could take these crazy risks, but nobody realizes that this stuff can be countered. It's just that Minard knew that Tokido didn't know how to counter it, so he took advantage. And he took advantage of other people too. Like, I mean, it's not that he did know matches very well. He knew that people weren't knowing how to deal with this and that, and he just like blew everybody up, man. And I'm not saying, like I said before, that I know Birdie that well, but I know that certain things are just not gonna, like, they just work. I don't know if I talked about this earlier, but I played like against a really good player, like for example, like I played Smug or before, whatever. I know some of you might think, you know, I'm going way too far with this, but I played Smug in a matchup in you know, a good amount of matches, right? So I was beating him early on. I'm not trying to say that, you know, I'm not trying to say I'm, you know, blowing him up or anything like that. I beat him a little bit, right? I was beating him a little bit. And then he started doing these things that were basically beating me up really badly, right? And he messaged me, like, while we were talking, while we were playing. He messaged me, he didn't know why he won. He just knew that it was working. But he didn't really know, he didn't feel confident in the matchup because he didn't know that why it was working, the things that he was doing. He just started taking risks, right? And you have to take risks against Birdie because Birdie's options that he has are meant for you to have to take risks against Birdie to beat Birdie. And some risks are a lot less riskier than Birdie's or the characters had to. So that's the thing. So it just goes to show that, like, you know, there is a way to count Birdie, but it might not seem something that's practical or, you know, very like a solid way of playing, like, you know, oh, your basic Street Fighter way of playing, you know what I mean? The way you play against Birdie is not your basic, you know, fireball game and no basic block string. No, Birdie is like a Zangief. There's certain things you do in the matchup. What you do against Zangief, you leave him out. When he takes a risk to get in on you, you have to, basically, you gotta hold some of the stuff there. And if you try to do certain things, you're gonna get blown up. That's just the way it is. It's the same way. So I just want to go over those simple things. I know like there are a lot of Birdie players I know out there that would probably agree with me that like when players take these certain risks and play very lame against Birdie, they work a lot better than when they don't, you know, when they don't take the risk and just go for the simple stuff against Birdie. Now it might work against a Birdie who's not using these risky things, because if a Birdie's not using these risky tools that he has that are actually gonna help him, then how the matchup's gonna look is that Birdie's just sitting there doing nothing the whole time, but hoping to use a 4-frame as a defensive option? Hell no, you ain't gonna use a 4-frame as a defensive option, you're gonna get blown up. And a lot of Birdies know that, they can't just do that. They can't, a lot of Birdies think that it's just EX armor and they're 4-frame. They don't use Bullhorn as an option to try to get out of a lot of situations. They think, okay, I have to do this risky freaking armor move that can still be blocked if someone jabs, or I'm toast. And I'm not gonna use my 4-frame because it's only good for like maybe stopping things that are 0 or trading with -1. But yeah, that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like I know a lot of Birdie players know what I'm trying to get at, that a lot of these certain, you know, tactics that you might not think are very, you know, right to do, they work against Birdie. I'm not saying, you know, random Birdie out, but there are certain things that you do have to know in the matchup that work, and they're gonna be risky, but that's just the way the game is. You're downloading it, and that's what makes such a high level match look so different from just any match, because it's a mix between, you know, risky things that they know because they're making reads, and then a mix between non-risky things because they're just, you know, sticking with their ground game that always worked with them since they played or whatever, or, you know, that makes them win. You know, setups are setups. You know, that's something that you have to learn against to counter them and know which side to guess on. But decision making is all about reading your opponent and knowing what things that you have to do to avoid these situations. And Minard found it before Tokido was able to win, and Mena blew up Tokido. Tokido didn't know what to do because he probably just didn't know what to do. Yeah, he didn't know. And I don't think this character should be nerfed just because Tokido or all the other players, like, I mean, like he almost like lost a lot of matches. Minard had to fight through some rough matches where some players didn't know what to do against Birdie. He was able to just fight through it. So I'm not taking credit away from Minard. I'm just saying that, like, some of the things that he could have done can be countered by things that other characters can, or in this matchup, things that he could have done that were risky as well. And it just comes down to, like, just, it's very risky play, but guess what? Akuma has better risk. Birdie's not that good of a character. That's all I want to say. Stop saying, you know, for the players out there that agreed that Birdie's Bullhorn is broken, it should be like nerfed or whatever. I don't want it to be nerfed because that's all he has, and I did make it seem like, you know, that's the only reason why Mena was winning. But, you know, and if I was thinking about it, like, after I was thinking about it, that is Birdie's only option. I played Birdie, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I talking about this? You know, it's bad. You know, Birdie does not need to be nerfed. He's not a character that needs to get rid of. There are definitely other characters you have to nerf more than Birdie. I'm sorry, but just because of some damage, really? But you have to take risks to get that damage. And some people might not think that a command grab that goes really far is, you know, I mean, not that far. It's a good distance. It's broken. So I'm sorry, but you have to make the read. Like, honestly, like, I understand it. You know, it's very hard when you can't really get a hold of the Birdie, you know. But you just gotta hold that. That's all I gotta say. And some of you might still not understand what I'm trying to get at and still get angry at me, thinking I'm still trying to make fun of Minard and trying to say that he didn't deserve Capcom Cup. And you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, whatever. And that's the way it is. I know it's very few people. I know people that you know, watch me or whatever, probably wondering like why, like, they're not mad or anything. They're just, you know, wondering why I'm making this video. I just don't want people to think that, you know, I'm trying to put Minard down. I hate to see that people thinking that I'm, you know, I'm basically putting them down or anything like that. So that's why I made this video. So I just want to go over that. I know a lot of birdie players would appreciate this, or you know, I kind of be mad that I'm kind of going over how to blow up birdie a little more. You know, decisions that could have been made. But I just wanted to go over just to add to what I was trying to, you know, get at. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below what you think. It's a very you know, it became a pretty controversial topic now. So you know, I do want to know what you guys think, because I'm trying to figure this out too, you know, and I feel like you know, I got a hold of it a little more. I just hope you guys to understand what I'm trying to get at, because I think this is the reason why, and I've had experience in this matchup, and I know that these things work, and because they're very risky, and yeah, just that's all I gotta say. Just leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I always respond. So yeah, let me know. That's it for this video. Hope you guys appreciate it. Hope I didn't talk your ear out too much. You get bored. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. I'm out. Goodbye.